me and what I strive for in my furniture is to create pieces of furniture that will last the test of time, and heirloom quality pieces that can be passed on from generation to generation. What I really like about the Vermont Woodworking School and the program that we have set up with Burlington College is the fact that it is a lot different, and it's a lot more like a traditional woodworking program should be, in my mind. You get a sense of, just that rural feeling and that idea of being in this, just a sense of Vermont heritage and tradition, to be in this old restored barn in the middle of nowhere with wooden floors and timber frame structure and an old slate roof, and you see the wood shops that have been built within these walls. It's a lot more enjoyable, it's a lot more inviting, it's more of what I thought woodworking should be about. I think it's one of the things that really makes our program unique. The earliest woodworking I can remember was building with my mom when I was probably in about third grade. Started building skateboard ramps. We built my first little quarter pipe, and that was pretty much my pride and joy. I always had a knack for art, and always followed the fine art path. So because of the fact that I always went after the art stuff, I never got wood shop. I was never in a wood shop early on like a lot of the people I knew growing up. So I went hard after the whole art thing, and I just had a sense for three-dimensional design. I just had this natural ability to see these things in 3 dimensions, and it didn't much matter what material I was working with. I just enjoyed the process of design, and it was during this exploration that I found wood and started working with wood. From that point out, all I really did was work with wood. The sculpture department recruited me over. And I was happy to be there because it allowed me to do this kind of stuff. I cranked out some very interesting sculpture, and the sculpture just started kind of morphing into furniture. Wood just lends itself very well to furniture and furniture design. And once I started building furniture, it kind of lent a sense of practicality and function to these, very over-the-top sculptures I was doing at the time. And so I made the decision to come on back to New York and go to school in Rochester. They saw in me a great sense of design and three-dimensional design and these amazing concepts, but they taught me the building part. They taught me everything technical about woodworking and took the concepts to a whole different level, and just made me appreciate woodworking so much more at a much deeper level. Up to this point it was somewhat superficial. I really liked the material, and I liked building it, but it was more a pursuit of building. And not only did they give me the skills to build, but they also pushed the conceptual level and took it to a whole new appreciation for woodworking. A lot of what led me to it is what makes it different. It is a very warm, inviting material. Wood allows me to take full control over it and to truly design it and have it be what it is. And it's a very accurate material to work with and has to be handled very precisely. And then the other idea, the fact that it's super accessible, and it was something that I grew up with and a lot of people grow up with, and it's all around you. And I can go out in the woods and pick up a few sticks and turn them into something, and really that simply. And the idea that it isn't a mass-produced and mass-processed material and doesn't have to be processed before I can use it it's another draw to it. It's a much more personal level, if you ask me, because it is, you can turn off the machines, you can set up a little light and turn on your radio and sit there and cut dovetails till your heart's content and work with nothing but hand tools at your bench for an entire day. And there's something very enjoyable about that for me.
We're going to take a look at it and decide when it is smoothed out enough to give us the part we're looking for, and as soon as it's at that point, we can go ahead and route that final part from it. Is there any reason why we would use 1/4" material as opposed to, say you're making 4 legs, why not just take the first leg that's 2 inches thick and shape that one and use that as your template? You've already got one done. Is there any reason why we wouldn't want to do that?
What we're doing is trying to ignite a passion within a student, someone who has, a tendency to work with his hands, someone who does like wood as material, and maybe he's just coming to us to explore it for a while, to ignite that passion and get that student to love this material and love working with it just as much as the rest of us do.
Here is going to get us off that front rail completely.
30 students and a bunch of faculty members that really all have the same passion and all have the same drive. And, it's a very creative environment where everybody feels very, very strongly about one thing. It allows people to feel like they're a part of something and truly grow within it. The amount that you learn from all these people around you it's absolutely amazing. I tell the story a lot, and I don't even remember where the story had originally come from. I know it was in a book I had read, and I believe it was George Nakashima. He was telling a story about really the importance of craft and the importance of handmade objects, and he was talking about it in terms of diamond rings and engagement rings. And even to this day, we feel that, I think the rule is, say you're supposed to spend like 3 months' salary on your ring for your girlfriend. And I know the mind state is that you should spend as much as you possibly can on this object, which is going to be something that gets passed down, something that is going to be something that's timeless and lasts forever. What the person telling the story was getting at was the idea that this is the only place this still stands true in our society. And I think the biggest problem is the lack of education on the society. It's not, nothing else really has changed. It's just the importance of these objects to people just aren't there anymore. And I think that really stands true. And I keep going back to the idea that it's the lack of education. It's the fact that my generation and the ones to follow just don't understand the importance of it. And a lot of these people may not have these things in their family and may not have these things being passed down and may not have grown up with them. I feel that the society as a whole needs to be better educated. We need to get back what we lost, and we need to re-elevate the importance of craft and handmade objects in society, especially in a time where everything is being outsourced to China, and nothing is being made in the U.S. anymore. And you've got such talented and hardworking people in the United States, killing themselves to try to make a living doing something that they love and something that they will do forever simply because they love it. I've seen it over and over again. People that fall in love with the material and have it change the rest of their life and everything that they're going to do. And there's also the rest of us who really are more concerned with, having another friend, having someone else get into what it is that you love doing, and being able to share the knowledge that you've worked so hard to get. I've seen students who have come into this program and fell in love with this material and this process that we all love so much and found a place to be and something that they are good at and something that does make a difference to them and other people who feel just as strongly about it, and really has empowered them into doing something with their life. And I see a lot of woodworking, and it's a lot of what I like about teaching. It's more enjoyable to me to see the students succeed and the students be happy doing something that's so important to me than for me to be out there doing the same thing. The idea of, helping a person who maybe up to this point has, never built anything, to foster a creative idea and to truly teach them how to take this idea on paper and, build it and have it come to life it's a pretty amazing thing. And I love every second of doing it.